So what I wanted to do was bring you guys on vacation with us and to share a little bit, while we had this extra time, about the sequence of the golf swing. Sometimes it's good to go back to the fundamental basics just to cover each part. And there's a 4-part sequence to the swing. Once you get the setup and everything right, there's 4 simple parts. You got the heave, where you're throwing it up. You've got the counterfall, where your body's getting into motion the same way you would if you were leaning to go walk somewhere. You've got the shoulders, where they're starting to fall once your body is in motion. And then from there, the last part is, now that everything's in motion and the arms are soft, a very gentle, easy turn, easy on your body, will allow you to create a tremendous amount of power and kinetic energy in the direction you want to go. Same for all sports, same for just basic dynamic movement. And this is something that we learn, when we're toddling around and learning to use gravity to take us from one place to another. So today, what we're going to do is just start off with an introduction to what is going to be a 4-part series over the next 4 weeks. So today we're just going to talk about how to properly prep before you go into feeling each one of those parts of the sequence. So what we're going to talk today is about the fundamental concept of movement, and this is just getting your body moving in the direction that you want to go. So first thing is, I want you to imagine that there's a door and that you have to get to the other side. What you're not going to do is go up and press your nose up against the door and try and push it over. You're going to give yourself enough space so that you can lean into it and move all of your weight, all of your mass in the direction that you want to go. So they teach you in karate and taekwondo and everything, when you're trying to break bricks and blocks and things like that, you don't hit at it, you hit through it. And it's the same thing here. You have to get your mass moving through the object, and it's the same thing with a golf ball. What happens most of the time is people will ground out the club right next to the ball, and that what they're doing is they're actually taking their center of mass. So right now my center of mass is moving. If I move over to my right leg, now my center of mass is moved to the right. If I shift to my left leg, center of mass is moved to the left. What happens is the bottom of the arc, where the golf club is grounding out, is also moving. So what we have to do is we have to allow ourselves enough space from where our center of mass is to where the pickup of the ball is. If you go up and you ground out right next to the ball, you're essentially putting your nose right up next to that door, and trying to make a move from here and utilizing gravity is not going to happen. And then it's going to force you to pull in the downswing looking for that power, because you sense that everything is not in motion and not moving freely. So what I want you to do is start off by playing with the amount of space that you're giving yourself at the beginning. Give yourself something, a lot more room than you normally do. So ground out the club and put the ball out in front of it. Go, start with 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 6 inches. See how far you can get yourself actually from the beginning where you set up to where everything is free and flowing, so that you have room that once you throw it up and get your body into motion, that you can then drop the arms and move everything through. So stick around, and we are going to be covering each of these 4 parts of the sequence, and we're going to keep coming back to these fundamental concepts, and we're going to go through each one of them in the next four videos. So come on back, stick around, join us. Right now we're in beautiful Boca del Toro down in Panama, and it's not a bad place to be. So I'm happy that we can share this with you, and that that you can stick along for the ride and learn something to be easier on your mind, body, and give you a more fulfilling game and enjoy the time that you have. So thank you very much. We'll see you again soon.